Joining me today on NYSE Floor Talk is Omer Davidi. He is co-founder and CEO at BeeHero. Omer, it's wonderful to have you on Floor Talk today. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be here. It's beautiful.
So, Omer, tell me about the origin story of BeeHero and what motivated you to enter the field of beekeeping and agricultural technology.
So I guess in a way it's a funny story because I'm not coming from the agricultural space. I come from cybersecurity. So in a way, shifting from cybersecurity to food security. The story started when I met one of my co-founders, Itai Kanoto, who is a second generation commercial beekeeper. And through his eyes, I managed to understand a little bit more about the beekeeping world and the fact that the bees are dying and we need to do something about it. And then together with two more co-founders, we decided to deal with the issue.
Okay, so now tell me, what are some of the challenges you've faced and what investments have you made to overcome these challenges?
So I think overall we see a lot of investment today done in the agtech space, the agricultural technology space. But you go 6 years ago, it wasn't as broad as it is today. And I think it's a slow adopting industry. And I think the biggest challenge is how can you build a scalable companies in this environment where you can introduce value proposition on short cycles. So the focus was to aim for pollination optimization and ensure that the bees being used to pollinate around 70-75% of the crops out there are doing an efficient job, and we do it in a sustainable way.
All right, now tell me, how does your technology directly impact the preservation of bees, and how does it contribute to global food security?
So we developed a low-cost IoT sensors that goes into an existing beehive. So you don't need to make any modifications to the way beekeepers are operating their hives. And by collecting things like temperature, humidity, sound, and so on from inside the hive, we can early detect and predict things that will cause those colonies to collapse or get weak. And then by getting the beekeepers intervene on time, we help to get those colonies basically thrive and become very, very efficient. As I mentioned before, the majority of crops, the majority of food production depends on bees. Without bees visiting those flowers and pollinating them, we don't get any outputs. So colony collapse disorder, the mortality rates of bee colonies does not only affect honey prices, which is sad, it also affects food production. And by leveraging technology today in hives, ensuring the process of pollination is done well, we support food production and food security.
And Omer, tell me, what's next for the company? What's your vision for the future of BeeHero?
So in the early days of BeeHero, the main focus was to get access to data. Data did not exist in this space. It came from very sophisticated experiments on handful of hives. BeeHero managed to achieve more than 200,000 hives monitored and tracked on a daily basis. And we started to gather and look into this data space. And while we are expanding our precision pollination as a service platform, supporting more farmers across the globe, we're leveraging those data opportunities, supporting commodity traders with getting access to pollination data early on, working with seed producers on improving pollination activity and biodiversity aspects. So there's a lot of areas in this world that didn't exist before that we are now looking into deeper and looking for interesting opportunities.
Yes. All right, and tell me, do you ever get used to a bee sting?
I don't think you get used to it, but you definitely get comfortable around bees at some point because you do it a lot and you forget that sometimes if they feel harm, they will sting and it hurts. So yeah, try to be cautious.
Well, Omer, it's been wonderful to talk with you. Thanks for joining me today on Floor Talk.
Thank you.